Everyone, welcome back to the Grateful Rose River Homestead. Today we will be making chicken Parmesan with some noodles here in just a little bit. You see Papa Bear in the back dancing and being silly. We're going to be getting ready to marinate our chicken. So as we can move down here, I have a cutting board with the plastic wrap and going to be pounding out the chicken, getting the marinade ready. So what I'm using today is half chicken breast that I had in the freezer, and we're going to be pounding these out to make them flat. Yeah. All right. There we go. Let me throw this away here. Alright, so I went ahead and got the chicken on the plastic wrap as you've seen, and we have them here covered up already. I cannot find my little pounder thing that flattens out the chicken, so we're going to get creative, and I have a sterilized hammer here that we can use in the kitchen, and we're just going to start pounding these out. Until they get nice and flat. Good way to get your frustrations out. Moving a little bit on me here. There we go. And then the first one's done. So you're going to leave it about that kind of a thickness, not too thin. We're going to go ahead, well, you know what, let's go ahead and just move this out of the way. And we're going to continue pounding the other chickens down, and then we will move on into the recipe. Alright, so now we were able, I forgot my tongs over here, hold on. Alright, so now we were able to get these pounded out. You want them pounded out about a ½ inch or so each, kind of as even as possibly that you can do to make sure that they fry up, at the same time. So now we're going to move on to our marinade. You do not have to marinate this recipe, but it is recommended for a deeper flavor. So we're going to go ahead and work on that. You can marinate it for 15 minutes to overnight. I did not do it overnight, but we're going to do it for probably about 6 hours. So I'm sure that that will be good. And we're going to go ahead and move on with that, and I'll show you the ingredients. You're going to need your bowl. You're going to need 2 eggs, large eggs preferably. And I dropped the shell in there. So if you use your shell, you can collect it. It'll stick right on there and take the shell piece out that you're looking for. Alright, so we have our eggs in there. The next thing for the marinade is going to be a tablespoon of minced garlic. You can mince your own garlic or use store-bought minced garlic already. We're going to put that in there. So far we have the eggs and the garlic. The next thing for the marinade is going to be well, 2 tablespoons of parsley. I'm not going to measure the parsley out. I'm just going to use my hands. 1, 2. And then you're just going to need salt and pepper to taste. So I'm going to use about a fourth, a little bit too much. There we go. 1/4 cup of pepper, black pepper. Or 1/4 cup, listen to me. 1/4 of a teaspoon. And then about a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. This is for the marinade only. Then we're going to go ahead and mix this up. All those ingredients blended very well. See if I can show you the inside of the bowl here. There you go. And then we're going to pour this into a Ziploc bag. Get all of them goodies in there. And we're going to just put our chicken in. Seal it up. Just kind of work it in. Make sure that all the meat gets a nice coating of the marinade on both sides. And there you have it. It'll sit in here. I'm going to do mine, like I said, you can do 15 minutes to overnight. We're going to do ours for about 6 hours. And once the marinade is done, then we can continue on with the recipe. So stick around. So it has now been, it's been about 5.5 hours. And our marinated chicken has been in the refrigerator. And it is all nice and coated with all those wonderful seasonings. So now we're going to move on to the coating, to the crust, or of it, I guess you would say. I have a cup here of breadcrumbs, and these are just plain breadcrumbs. And then I'm going to be using the Italian style panko breadcrumbs, and then I'm only going to put about a 1/2 of a cup of that in there. Alright, and then we're going to need some garlic powder. If you remember, well, I think I had a video showing some of this previously, but this is garlic powder that I dehydrated and smells so good. So we're going to add about a tablespoon of that in there. Maybe, there we go. There's a tablespoon. And then we're going to have some Italian style blend Parmesan cheese. We're going to add about 1/4 cup of that in there. We're just going to give this a nice mix. Get any clumps from the cheese out. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of salt and pepper. You can use any salt or pepper that you like. Salt anyway. Black pepper, about a teaspoon. And then I'm going to be using the fine sea salt here. I'm going to use about a teaspoon of that, just to give it some seasoning, extra seasoning. Just mixing that all in there. Alright. Now we're going to get our chicken out, and I'm going to make sure that it is coated on both sides. I moved over to the stove. I've got my iron skillet heated up. I put 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil in here. I've also got my boiling water coming up to a boil. I've also got extra virgin olive oil in there. When it does come to a boil, I'll add the salt and the noodles. But right now I'm just getting it to temperature. So now we're going to take our chicken out. Get a nice good coating. Look at that. Let me bring it closer to you. Look at all that seasoning. Just going to dip it in here, move it around a little bit, get a good even coating on it. Just like that. And put it in the pan. And we're going to do that with all of these. I think there's only 4 in here. And we're going to fry this up for 4 to 5 minutes on each side. Alright. So Carmen's little piece is ready to go. We're going to turn this one over. See if I can bring you down to a little closer. Should be good and golden brown. Looks perfect. You don't want to cook these all the way through. A little chicken bites there. Because you're going to be cooking them in the oven as well. That one can go a little further on that side. So that's what we're going to do, and then we will place it in our baking pan and finish up the rest of the recipe. So we've went ahead and cooked the chicken, as I said before, 4 to 5 minutes on each side. Got a nice golden crust on there. Now you're going to take your sauce, whatever sauce of your choosing, homemade, store-bought, and you're going to put about 1/3 of a cup on top of your chicken. I'm not measuring again, like I said, I'm just putting it on there. You could always add more sauce later if you wanted to heat it up. I didn't heat this up because I know that I'm going to be heating it up in the oven when the rest of the chicken cooks. Move this out of the way so it's not getting all over Carmen. She doesn't mind red sauce too much, like she likes pizza and stuff. She just doesn't care for the noodles mixed with it, which is fine. We can adapt and make things as we need to. little bit more on that one and a little bit more on that one. Okay, now I'm going to take some more of the Parmesan cheese that we had earlier. And I'm going to sprinkle it pretty heavily. Depends on how much you like it. Now, we really like it, but you can just do a little bit or just a lot, but just enough that, you know, to your taste. And then we're going to add mozzarella cheese. And we're going to, I think I'm going to fold these over a little bit. They don't have to be perfect. But I'm going to use about 2 slices per chicken. Some of them I may not have to fold over, like this one here, because it's a rounded piece. It's a thicker piece too. There we go. And here's another option for you. You can use basil or you can use parsley to top it. Since we've used parsley in the crust and in the chicken marinade, I think I'm going to put the basil on top. Almost out. But you're just going to crush it along the top, just to give it that true Italian flavoring. If you don't have basil, like I said, parsley will work as well. As you know, most of my recipes that I do, get out of the way, you can kind of, you know, add your own taste to it. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to be dehydrating some more basil out of the garden this summer. And that's what you'll have. Cook for an additional 20 minutes. Make sure that that chicken is cooked through and through. And meanwhile, we're going to turn on it's already on, but heat up the water to a boiling and add the pasta. Now today I'm going to be using spaghetti. You do not have to use spaghetti. You can use fettuccine noodles if you prefer. We didn't have any. I'm just using what we have. So we have spaghetti, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to boil it till it's nice and al dente. Then I will prepare it with an oil, parsley mixture. And then we'll top it with our Parmesan. So as soon as the 20 minutes is up and the chicken will be ready, I'll go ahead and add the pasta in here in just a few minutes, and we'll be ready to serve up. And we just pulled it out of the oven. Look at that, doesn't that look absolutely delicious? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to cover this just a little bit, not a lot, but oops, excuse me. There we go. And to keep that and let it rest. Over here we have the noodles boiling. I've also got the garlic bread ready to go in the oven, and the oven is preheating to 450. While that chicken's resting, and everything should be coming together really soon. While we're waiting on the garlic bread to get cooked through, I've got the noodles drained. Oops. I'm going to be using a little bit. Oh, I'm getting low here. See if I have some more. Of course I do. Anyway, we're going to add some olive oil. About 2 tablespoons. And not drop the lid in there. And then I'm going to add some more, of course, Parmesan cheese. Probably about, I would say 1/3 of a cup. Those lumps out. Then we're going to top it with some more parsley. And I would say about a tablespoon. Then we're going to toss this up. Get all those flavors in there. And I think I'm going to add just a little bit of garlic powder as well. Just to give the noodles a flavor of their own. I'm probably adding about a teaspoon of the garlic powder. And that should be okay for the noodles. Now we just wait on the garlic bread. Alright, just got the garlic bread out of the oven. And we are ready to put our plates together and have a nice family dinner. And we thank you for joining me today and coming along on our journey. Hopefully you'll enjoy this recipe. If you try it, let me know in the comments below if you do. We're just going to plate it up with our yummy pasta. Of course, Carmen won't, but we'll give her something different. And top it with our Parmesan chicken and some garlic bread, and we will be happy, happy, happy. So please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And as we say around here, we love you. We appreciate you. The best way you can help us is by sharing our videos, liking, subscribing, hitting the notification bell, all that good stuff. So thank you again. Just couldn't do this without you. And we are so happy that you're with us today. Have a good day. God bless.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, 'cause you're awesome. Happy birthday to Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, 'cause you're awesome. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday!
Our first little strawberry transplant. This is actually 2 of them. It's okay. It's just a little bit of dirt. It's actually 2 of them. So we're going to gently break them apart so they don't tear up the roots. And we're going to put them in the hole that we dug here.
Okay.
As you can tell, Carmen is very excited. And there you have it. First transplant in. And we're going to come down a little bit.
You get John. Oh, it's not down there. It's not that down there.
Just cutting a hole through the cardboard.
How to cut it? I'm trying to get that. Come on.
We'll go ahead and transplant the second one.
I kind of stack one. You should help her.
Yeah, you're a great helper.
Yeah.
And that's about it. We'll get back to you here once we get it all done.
We'll get all back.
Yeah. Alright, so we got the laundry done and we're back. And here's the next task. This is part of the barn. And this is where we're going to eventually turn into like a little mini type grow house, greenhouse effect. But as you can see, there's a lot of work to do. There's stuff up there. I mean, there's things here. It's like, wow. Yeah, a bunch of stuff. So, that's what I'm going to be working on. We're going to be clearing it out and keeping the stuff we need and getting rid of the stuff we don't need. And that's probably about it. So, I will get back with you soon.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday